Try to explain something and see if I can. I don't know how well this is going to work. Me breaking this down into layman terms, because the physics of this is what I'm trying to explain to you, so you can understand how UFOs or UAPs, whatever you want to call them, don't have to be interdimensional. They can come out of the earth. They can come out of an airport. They actually, it's crazy how much movies are like real life because they actually work the way the time machine worked in Back to the Future. You have what's called a scalar wave. Where these scalar waves cross, it makes a little bubble of frequency, and whatever's in that bubble flies with no resistance at all. So it could do maneuvers that would not affect the body of the driver of the UAP or UFO at all because it's inside of a protective little bubble, not experiencing the physics of this world. It's almost like a force field. If you want to kind of understand how it works on a smaller scale, look into this live science document on how bumblebees fly, because bumblebees shouldn't be able to fly the way they're shaped, but the way their wings work, it makes little vortexes like little hurricanes, and it almost forms a little bubble of air that they stay in, that they can move in crazy ways and stay afloat even though their physics shouldn't allow them to fly the way we understand flight. But the vortexes make a little bubble of air that it stays in. And that's how these things work. So they don't have to be Project Bluebeam. They don't have to be from another dimension. There doesn't have to be a portal open up. I don't know whether the earth is flat. I don't know whether it's hollow. I don't know whether it's round. I don't know what's in Antarctica. I can't go to any of those places, and neither can you. But one thing I can tell you is I understand physics. I understand frequency and understand electricity. And these things, for someone who understands those things, work on a very basic level if you research what scalar waves are. Scalar waves is also how they modify the weather. There's a little tip for you to look into, another rabbit hole. You can look into Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Bearden. He gave a bunch of lectures in the 80s on the Russians and what they were doing with weather modification and scalar waves, and he breaks down the scalar waves very good. If you want something in depth, it's not very interesting unless you're into physics, but if you're into physics, it's very interesting. He tells you how UFOs work. But anyway, this shows you, along with the other things that I've been posting, along with the other things I've been saying, along with the other things we've been seeing, that we're at the door. I've prayed for our vehicle to make it to the rapture for 2 years now because it's constantly breaking down. Today, the timing chain went out on it, so we're not going to be able to fix it. It just happened. So I'm expecting us to be raptured any time because I prayed that God would let that vehicle last. All this UFO stuff is coming out, so that means they're expecting something. There's been 2,000 years for Lucifer to plan for this. The Zohar tells the Jews how this is going to happen. And what the Zohar tells the Jews is happening right now. So what Satan tells them about how he's going to pull it off is happening. We're seeing prophecy that God told us was going to happen. Remember, Jesus said that he will tell us what happens before it happens so that when it happens, we will know that he is the I am. Jesus is the spirit, the essence of prophecy. It's crazy because these things are passing the prophecy that's in the Zohar and that's in the Torah, but yet it's in different ways. Some ways are obvious worldly ways, which are in the Zohar, which the Jews are looking for and following. And then the spiritual, supernatural ways, we can see stuff happening through the church's eyes. 1 Corinthians 15, verses 1 through 4 is the only way to heaven. It says that we will be judged by Paul's gospel. It says all man's sins will be revealed by Paul's gospel. And the gospel Paul preached was a mystery until it was revealed to Paul on the road to Damascus. That gospel is that Jesus died on a cross according to the scriptures. He was buried and he rose on the third day according to the scriptures. If you believe that in your heart, truly believe that in your core being, then you are saved. If you confess with your mouth, believe in your heart, if nothing else, that's a psychological way to change your core beliefs. The more you say something out loud, the more it becomes real. This is not manifestation. This is psychological part. If you say something enough out loud, you start believing it. Confess with your mouth. You'll start believing with your heart. That's the way it worked for me. That blood covers all your sins, past, present, and future. You're sealed forever. Eternity in heaven. I don't know what heaven will be like. I can't wrap my mind around it. I really can't. I've tried, and I just don't have the vision for it. I would love to have a dream or a vision. I've begged and prayed for it for years because I can't wrap my mind over what's fixing to happen. But I do know this. Anything's better than what we're in. I was not built for this. My moral fiber cannot handle living in this world. I have been watching steady for going on 20 years, the stuff going on behind the scenes, the stuff people shouldn't have to see, the stuff that I don't tell y'all about, that I don't want y'all to know about, because I don't want y'all going and trying to find them so y'all can see them. I've seen some things, many things I wish I'd have never seen. I'm to the point, I started out praying for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. During my quest, I realized my error. I was praying for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the wrong thing. I changed it to praying for knowledge and wisdom and understanding of Jesus Christ and a closer relationship to Him, because I don't want any more knowledge and wisdom of this world or what's going on or the truth behind it all, because the truth behind it all is Jesus is coming. This world is wicked. And there's nothing but deception out there. There's nothing to hold on to. Let your dollars go. Let everything go. It's just a matter of time. We're going to live forever. So this little amount of time where I may not have a vehicle or a way to go, may not have any income, is nothing compared to eternity. Because I'm not built for this world. I'm a diplomat of another world. And we're being called home. I love y'all.